So this is a good quick visual of the formation we use. It's a 1-3-4-1. The centre backs, wingers and mids making 4 in midfield, and the striker. So we like to use this to allow wide players to push higher up with protection in all 3 channels going across the field. We use 3 instead of 2 because unfortunately we can't head the ball still, so having that extra player at the back helps recover longer passes or aerial balls behind. So with any system, we want to be creating these elements when we play: height, width and depth. So depth at the back that allows us to use more space to keep the ball, or switch play using that height and width, so we can look for passes into wider areas or further up the field, stretching the opposition. And then we also want to create these little shapes to interact with simple short passes to move the ball. So in practice, when we do a rondo, it can be 4v2, for example. You can see over here it's a nice 4v2 around, so it translates into the game. So from practice this week, we worked on defensive shape and techniques. So this is a good example for it, where you need pressure near the ball and then cover from the players just behind it or around it, and then the overall shape needs to give balance to the whole organization. So over here Sam is a bit too wide. He's allowing space in between there, so if that ball was to come out, there could be space for a pass or a run through. So he needs to stay a bit central so that the whole shape has balance. This player over here is secondary danger. So if the ball goes across, eventually the whole team would need to come across. But sometimes you need to mark space rather than a player. So this is a good recovery. As we're going back, everyone's going into the correct positions, wide and central, so that we have options on the ball. Obviously there's also the goalkeeper behind. So this is called reacting to second ball. So that pass was unsuccessful, but there's a good reaction to anything that's falling to regain control. So second and third balls, you should be aware and try to be first to them and win them cleanly. So this is good pressure and cover. You can see he's going to the ball, and there's a little movement just behind in case that is missed. So we want those centre backs to be available. So just over here, when the ball was on this side, we pressed in. When it's over on the other side, we should try to overload as well. So just be an option, be almost like a midfielder over there. Then that way we can create a little triangle of interaction to move the ball back or forward, but keep the ball. So this is a good example from the other team. That player is so deep, he's getting more time on the ball for himself, which is very smart, so he gets time to pick a good pass. Because he has that time, we need to be tighter for the passes that he could be making. So they do well to get out over there. And then from us, probably could be a little bit deeper over there, but it's still well managed. So these goalkeeper rolls need to be along the ground as if it were a good pass. So they shouldn't be bounced in, but that's really well done, well played. And again, using space to advance forward, carry the ball. But we need to get closer to dangerous areas. So again, we have this moment to create a little 3v1. So you can go back and then in, or just in and around. You could overlap. You can go 1v1, dribble past this player, but we need to get into these assist zones or shooting zones. These are the areas where we want to create high quality chances from, so we need to be aware and patient that we are getting into those spots. So again, from practice, we spoke about a trigger to press, so that pass is bounced in. It's difficult for this player to control. He's going to need time. He's facing the wrong way, so we should be taking advantage of that and being more aggressive rather than allowing him time to settle. So it's important to have good angles. So here the winger should be wide, and the center mid should be in that spot, and then we should have someone to offer something different going the other way as well in case this side is blocked off. So right now the angles just aren't there, and we're very lucky that the pass goes straight through. That player is very close. So you need to either move closer or wider so that you get more time. So again, this time the center mid is in good position, so that pass can go in, but it's again very close to the pressure. Pass has gone through, which is lucky. So again, that's good, taking the space, aggressive dribble. This time he does go 1v1. Attempts. Again, good pressure and cover. You can see the movement behind and to the ball, so we're dealing well with that situation. So just overall, you can see the whole team shape being compact, moving across as the balls come across, denying them gaps and spaces to play, forcing them behind. He has to go back. There's pressure coming from Nathan there. So good defending from the shape. You just need that composure to control and get out once we win the ball back. So here there's 4 players around, so we need more recovery back over here just in case to deal with any second balls or third balls a little bit quicker, because that could have been dangerous. This is what we've done in practice a little bit, these vertical passes going in and then finding ways to play back or through to the support. So you can see a nice little shape there. Max is in a good position. He just needs here to go to the ball with a positive touch or play it first time cleanly. He kind of gets stuck under his feet, so he doesn't execute the pass. This is the first example where we're well matched up, protecting the middle with the center mids, and then forwards are there to block passes going through or wide. And we can press quick enough to force an error. But it's important to have a good angle when you press. So over here, Mackie needs to be able to cover this pass angle as well. So he presses aggressively, which is good, but he should try to just bend his run or curve it so that this pass isn't visible to the player. And this is a very good sequence where players are manipulating the ball well, changing direction, okay, staying on it long enough to play. So we've also done receiving the week before. So this is an example where there's lines of pressure from the opposition, and where can you receive? You can receive to the side of it to get around. Mackie is here, he's receiving in between lines of pressure and behind, so he's in a very good space. So you just need good receiving technique as well, or touch to get it. That's a good position. And we want these overlapping runs when possible, so that's very good. When the boys go to 11v11, the fullback positions will come in, so it's important that we use the centre backs to be able to do this as well. It's not just about staying behind. That's a very good run. Again, good idea there, good manipulation with the ball. So another way to break a line of pressure is dribbling. You can see Nathan's going to use good skills and feints to try and get out of trouble. So we're just missing that final pass, but that's very good. So here again, it's just important for that final pass. EJ's skills very good. He stays on the ball really well. He's drawn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players to the ball. So he just needs one good pass to unlock all our players who are in space or outnumbering. You can see the opposition's all drawn to the ball. So here's some good movement by the opposition player from the kick in. You can see he takes the defender away and then drops back. So if on a kick in they play very quick, this player would be free, because if this player is back in play, he's unmarked. So we've spoken about getting kick-ins into play very quickly where possible, rather than trying something too direct, which is risky. And then there's good awareness because there's no one behind. So that's a good run and pass. Then later on you'll see how we benefit from that same combination. So again, the angle wasn't there on the press. That's why that pass has been let out. But this is smart, because now this player has time on the ball. These boys are just denying the space and the delaying. They don't need to commit. So that space is closed off, and that's allowed Mackie to also recover very well. So that's good. So here's some more movements to receive the ball. So Mackie's doing very well to get in front of his opponent for that pass. And then again, there's good dribbling to break that pressure. So here again, there needs to be a recovery into these positions here for centre mid, so that we can play a positive pass in there. Because no one's there, Emmett does well to actually adjust and find a different one. Again, he's arrived in front, so we can do that combination again, just with some good technique or touch. We can lay that pass off, so straight in and then out to either side or back. So again, that pass has gone forward, and then it's up one line and then back to allow us to go through with a good run either side as well. This is good composure on the ball, so when he's won it back, no panic. He's picked a very smart pass. So you need that composure on the ball. So again, good attempts to combine. Once we get it back, you can see again it's a 3v1 that we're playing around, 3v2. All because of having correct spaces and width. So this is a good example of positional play. Nathan's recognized that Emmett's going to go down towards where his position is, so he just fills in and they swap. So the overall structure is retained, even though that's not their starting positions. So that's very good. Again, a little bit unlucky that we can't get a pass behind these players to break. So here, we're too close again. No one's arrived in these spaces, and we've decided to play out. So we get away with that one. So you need to create, use time, and get the correct shape and positions in place first. So now we have that from this goal kick. We have the depth and positions, and this is excellent. So the opposition line of pressure, defense is not imbalanced. This gap, these diagonal gaps, means you can run in and stay on side, because it's easier to bend your run through and have time while the pass arrives. So it's very smart, good holding of the run and a good pass. And an excellent finish, bottom corner. Low, far post. It's excellent. So again, you can have height, width and depth within the smaller units as well. So here, these boys are giving width to the player on the ball. He's obviously the depth in case it needs to come back, and then someone would be ahead as well sometimes. So this allows, again, this is like a 3v1 rondo that you would practice. So again, it's translating to the game. So here we just need to stay on the ball a bit, find something into the space more, or carry the ball a little bit. So here you'll see Eli make a nice little shift to cover that pass at the end of his run, forcing this player to go down the middle. And then the center mids are protecting those, so we win that second ball on that difficult touch for that player and almost score from it. So here the winger needs to be out wide, and then we can use shorter passes or go back and around rather than forcing it. So use the shorter passing interactions. So this is a spell where we're under a bit of pressure, so this is good aggressive running forward, getting the team high up the field. We just need a little bit more quality, and we'd have had a good counter-attack over there. So we're a little bit tired, but need to find just a little bit extra. So here, receiving technique. So if you're unaware of pressure behind you, then you receive this way. You're showing the ball to the player, so you need to obviously scan, be aware, and then maybe bounce the pass off quicker, or reach out with your foot so that you're protecting the ball, put your body in between the ball and the defender. That's good balance and cover from Sam to win the ball back. So this time Eli's making a good movement to find space for himself, so he goes in and then away, and then he does well to get his body in between for that touch as well. So that's better technique. So this time again we're trapping them down this side. And this is a good finish as well. Again, low and into the corners. So again here Eli's aware of pressure behind him, so he does well to play it off quick. Here the pass, based on his body position, needs to go out into the space there, not directly near him. That would get us further forward better. Eli's pressure is excellent. Okay, he's gone all the way, but because he has, now these boys have time on the ball while he recovers. So again, this is good from Gianluca to just delay. Instead of committing, he's just delaying while there's a recovery going on in the shape. That rushes their decision a little bit. So this is just good to see some possible passing options. You could go down this wing, you could play it through, you could play it this way and around, align this side centre back to carry the ball forward, or you could drive one directly across. So here you need to be facing the ball with an angle so you see your opponent and the ball. Over here, as the ball is played in, Gianluca's talking to this player. He's not seeing the ball being played in, so he's a bit lucky over there to react at the last moment. So you need to have a good body position and awareness. That's a good recovery by Eli as well, getting in there, putting his body in the way as well. So we need to find spaces to play in front to get on the ball and then use forward, rather than just like the kick-ins, rather than going so direct. So right now everyone's trying to get in behind and we're not finding enough time on the ball. So you need to get into space to receive. So again, here would be a chance to just bounce it off Eli and then let Gianluca play, because he would be unmarked in this situation. So that's better readiness in defense, and that puts us on counter. So when we're counter-attacking like this, we need aggressive dribbling to get again into those zones a little bit closer before we attempt to combine or assist or shoot. We've done well here to get up the field and almost create something. So that's a good position again to support behind the ball. So we need to use obviously our options. So here we've done well to turn away, so just dribble around or use that player who can see the picture again. There's no need to turn back. So again, it needs a simple pass into space, or it can go in, because we need to get closer first. So here there's a few misplaced passes or lack of being able to receive. So we need to receive with good momentum to send us away from our pressure rather than into it. So now we're imbalanced as well. Over here we haven't recovered on the other side of this player, and Kevin's gone in, so now there's space behind. And the goalkeeper's just fallen heavily before collecting the ball cleanly. That's why it's bounced out. This is a good moment to see a good counter-attack, because these players are already in. We can beat them with the goalkeeper's pass, taking out that pressure. So that's a very good decision. Again, we need either aggressive dribbling or quicker combinations to get us forward. Stay on the ball a bit more. So here you can see that there's already a lot of pressure on this side. We should try to put that goal kick maybe in the middle, see if we can get out the other way or use the middle instead. So again, decision making here is a good touch out into space. We can go forward, so there's no need to turn into the player. So again, we've cut off that pass going wide, and this is a good read from Max to press again like a trigger. That players struggle to control the ball, so we've applied pressure, and it's very well played. Again, a good low finish.